Welcome to the Comic Wrestling Podcast. I'm Ace Williams.
I'm Deadly Dave.
We're your clerks here at the comic shop, so you can bite me. Just kidding. Don't bite us. This is the Spider-Man Part 2. Part 2. The better, Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 2. Before we kick off to that, though, or swing off to that, if I can. Is that all right? Swing.
We're swingers.
Swing. We just went wherever we went there. Dave, take it where we want to go.
We've actually had a busy couple weeks. We've had Comic Cons, we've had autograph signings, but I think the coolest thing we've done is Beyond the Cast with Mr. Man, our very first interview, which is up on YouTube right now.
Yeah, it is.
He was incredibly gracious, invited us into his home.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was a horrible person. He was an ace-hole.
Trademark.
You heard that first here, folks. Ace-holes.
I'm an ace-hole.
I am like the leader of the ace-holes. Not because anyone said that, but I'm self-proclaimed an ace-hole. He was horrible. He took us in his basement, didn't he?
It's true.
He did. He took us in his basement.
We didn't think we were ever going to leave.
No. There was food.
There was food.
Dave knows I was happy there was food. And Mr. Man, if you're watching this, I don't want to say thank you, but I will. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot for this.
Yes.
This is really cool. He gave us autographed trading cards.
I got one as well. Yep, it was really cool.
Which is very awesome. We're gonna, that's in my collection somewhere. But yeah, thank you very much for doing that interview, and we hope to, meet you again down the road.
We're definitely gonna do more.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk about Comic Con real quick. We'll mention that since this is a comic shop.
Right.
You just can't buy anything or touch anything. Don't look at nothing.
You can't have any of it.
Don't look at it.
None of it's yours.
Don't just sons of bitches. It was alright. Usual, same stuff in Albany Comic Con.
Yeah, it's usually kind of small, but there's a lot to look at.
Dave, tell them why we went.
Arn Anderson.
Ooh.
The enforcer of the Four Horsemen.
Double A!
One of the few people that's done a signing that had his own t-shirt on.
He did. He did.
Had his own shirt. You don't see that very often.
You don't really see him wearing wrestling shirts often.
And not that it's a bad thing. It was something I picked off that he was wearing his own shirt with his own face on.
Well, it's cool because if you're a wrestling fan, Arn Anderson doesn't do, or hasn't, not that he doesn't, he hasn't done a lot of signings.
Especially since he had been with WWE.
Forever,
yeah.
right. So these are like new for him, so
yeah.
Treat him well if you get to meet him, because he was so nice.
He was really
and I
nice.
talked about the show to him, and he was really gracious about it. It was cool.
Yep, we handed out some flyers. We had a good time.
Met Darth Vader.
Yeah, met Darth Vader. The force was strong.
I got him, folks! I don't know how it works.
We bought a few things.
Bought some stuff.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I was trying to think of. What the hell do we normally do? We bought some stuff. I bought. Might as well show the folks right fucking here. This rad and cool and awesome. You can't get it because I did. Iron Man. I built this. All of this shit I made, but all this stuff I bought for $30.
$30.
People may think that's crazy out there in Looney Tune land, but for $30. You're gonna buy this Lego brand figure for $30 in store. This? Fucking.
And it was something he got to customize, so that's even better.
Hell yeah, bitches! Dave, what'd you buy?
I bought a cool Batman record that has
yeah, you did.
Some stories on it. You could read along with it, which I thought was pretty cool. I'll never open it.
It's like the size of like an LP.
Yeah, yep. So I thought that was really cool.
It is cool. I'm trying to remember what the hell the stories were.
I got some He-Man Lego figures, which is pretty cool.
He-Man, I love it. I love He-Man. This by golly, Miss Molly.
Some things might fall, but.
Cat-like reflexes, folks, and that's a segue right into this movie with Catwoman, the Penguin.
He was
Batman.
so happy when he saw that was there.
Do you have the business card of Liam the Kid?
Not with.
That is his name, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Liam the Kid. I bought for anybody that's followed. You didn't get to see. I shared. I'm not gonna pull it down. I'll pull it down next time. Batman Forever and Batman Returns, the laser discs. These are awesome. Liam the Kid, we got his name this time. The first time I met him, super nice guy. This time I met him. He was still a super nice guy, so there you go.
And Mr. Man even talked about laser discs in the interview.
Exactly.
We did with
He
him,
actually informed us a little bit of what laser discs, you play them on.
Because he admitted he's old, but that's. I am. I'm old too.
I'm young. I'm getting old. But this is sweet. I love this. You can't really see my setup, but in this movie, there's this and this. I'm a big nerd. I'm a big nerd.
We're all nerds.
Ladies, come and get me.
Nerds are cool now, though, so...
I've always been cool. It's not like I'm trending. I've always trended.
You were trending before it was cool.
Back before kids said lit.
Which is... I don't understand how it was a fucking thing.
I'm always still going to say cool or rad or right on or...
Yep.
Groovy.
Lit to me is just stupid.
Dude, did you... When you saw Godzilla, was that shit lit?
It was lit, but it wasn't...
Sorry, folks, we lost a viewer here. Other than that, that was Comic Con. Oh no, Dave bought me a cool ass Juggernaut figure. That was sweet. So I'm not gonna get up and show it next time. I will.
Yeah.
Maybe pretty bad.
X-Men or something.
We could do X-Men because I know I said I didn't want to go see Dark Phoenix, but I've heard it's so bad. I want to see it in theaters so I can be like, oh, why did I come to this?
I wasted money.
Oh, Lord. But I want to be that guy. You want
to be able to tear it apart, too, so I get it.
Because you know what? I've seen it already. They said that she gets her Dark Phoenix powers in this movie. Did you see Apocalypse?
I did, but I don't remember.
Okay, if anyone out there has seen Apocalypse, you all clearly remember the end of that movie where she uses the Phoenix power to kill Apocalypse.
Spoiler.
Well, yeah, spoiler.
The Joker's
I guess I shouldn't spoil movies anymore.
The Joker's not happy.
No, she uses the Phoenix power in that movie, so I don't... They fucked up their timelines. Those movies are fucking garbage. Simon Kinberg, you're a piece of shit. He's the director of it. Piece of shit! I'm so happy Kevin Feige...
Can he bite you?
No, he can't bite me, motherfucker. Expletive deleted. Sorry, kids. That segues right into Spider-Man, kids. See how I know where I'm going with this.
Sometimes.
There's a bicycle getting ridden around the town, but nobody's on it. It's just, what the fuck is he doing? I don't know where we left off on the last one. Talking about Spider-Man stuff, so
maybe the Amazing Spider-Man movies was where we left off.
Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, let's say we talked about Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think we did. In 2017, we're going to blow past most of what I have here. We're going to talk about it quick, so it can just be general discussion, because I don't want to have to read all this. Spider-Man Homecoming. Shit, I don't even have... I'm sorry, people. I'm an ill-prepared child. First, I'm not even going to say Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm gonna retract and say Captain America's Civil War.
Best fucking movie.
This movie's epic. Epic on every scale. We'll do movie reviews or something.
Can I quote Varsity Blues?
Yeah.
I give it a 10. A fucking 10. A 10.
I'm gonna give it. Can I quote Spinal Tap? I'm gonna crank it up to an 11.
11.
I'm gonna bring it up to an 11 on that one.
Why don't you just turn it to 10? Because this one goes to 11. This one goes.
Man, I love those Saturday Night Live movies. Was that an SNL movie?
Well, Chris Guest from Saturday Night Live did it. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call it one of them. And what the hell was the?
Off the rails again.
Too much of this. But Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Peter Parker was introduced in Captain America's Civil War.
Very well.
I did everything I could to avoid seeing trailers with him in it because I wanted to be like, because if you watch the last Spider-Man, part 1, you'd see I probably creamed in my pants the whole. I was webbing my pants to my thighs the whole fucking podcast because I love Spider-Man. So if you wanted to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of Spider-Man, which Tobey Maguire is the Spider-Man for me. I love him.
Oh, yeah.
But Tom Holland, literally, this kid is an acrobat. He can really do the moves. He's phenomenal. Phenomenal. He's in this movie, and then, a couple of years later, a year later, whatever. I'm not going to go into the rundown of this movie because it's not a Spider-Man movie. This movie is awesome. They say it's the best Spider-Man ever. I don't think it is. It's probably the second best Spider-Man movie ever because I still think Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock is the best. But as you can see, Iron Man is on here. The Avengers Tower is on here. This is a like a chronicling of this character and a little bit more of the deceased. Spoiler alert. You know, if you
don't know, now you know.
Right. He's dead. So this movie was awesome. What do you think of this?
I like that. Yeah.
What do you remember out of it?
You know, Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
Which,
I mean, you can't get any better than that. It was fucking amazing.
I want to say I'm crying because I loved it, but it's hot as balls in the Nerd Lounge today. And it's only hot because we have like, what would you say, 10, 15 half-naked women in the bathroom right now?
I mean,
it's like, you know? So that's what we're doing.
They're all nerds too.
Right.
Nerds! They're doing cosplay and stuff, you know, it's all good. You know there's a
cosplay, it's
there's
the one,
Harley Quinn in there.
Cosplay, it's after foreplay. The best kind of play. But the movie was awesome. I love Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Here he is right here as a Funko. Man, I wish I had it on like record of me saying like maybe it was after Civil War came out when they were casting this movie. I remember saying like, man, Michael Keaton needs to be the Vulture in one of these movies. He's at that prime age. It would just be kind of like symbolic of him as, you know, my favorite Batman villain. I'm gonna quote him: "You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
Yep.
And that's what he fucking did. And I thought that was really kind of radical. But I always thought Michael Keaton should be the Vulture. Bam! They casted him, and I was like, man, that's fucking sweet. This movie was sweet. I love Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. Yeah. Who else was in it? Jon Favreau was in it. Donald Glover as Aaron Davis, which in the comics, if you know him, he's the Prowler. Which he is also the uncle of Miles Morales. So there's a whole Spider-Man, you know, continuity, connective universe there. I forget the actor's name, but the guy that was the original Shocker, the white dude, he is Montana, who is one of the members of the Enforcers, which he later becomes in one of the Spider-Man comics or cartoons, whatever one it is. He becomes the Shocker.
Yeah.
So it was cool to have that Shocker in it, and then him get blasted, and then the black dude, Bokeem Woodbine, come in as Herman Schultz, the original Shocker. I'm a big Shocker fan. There he is. I put those two together on purpose because they're in the same fucking movie, because like that's how my mind works.
Visual aids for you folks.
Visual aids, exactly. Like, hey, it's not always bad. What, man?
Oh.
You know, like school aids and teacher aids.
The fucking rails
People
again.
hated them. Oh, I'm sweating over here. So we'll, you know, which it's not out yet, but Spider-Man: Far From Home is coming out next month.
Yep. Can't wait for that.
The sequel to this, which I do want to say at the end of this, there's an end credit scene, which I kind of semi-predicted. I said, man, it should be cool. It should show Michael Keaton or the Vulture, because I knew who was going to play him. Should show the Vulture in prison and walking through prison, and as he's walking through, he meets up with fucking the Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. Like, how that would just be like, oh, there's the, you know, they brought it all together, and he should be like, I'm looking to put together a team to get rid of Spider-Man. And then, you know, however it goes from there. They semi-did that with Mac Gargan, who eventually becomes the Scorpion. Which I hope they do this version of Scorpion, because I hate the new version of Mac, like that was in this movie.
Yep.
The mechanical one. I don't want to see that. Give me Mac Gargan. I mean, I clearly he's not going to be the villain that is... Originally, this character, Mac Gargan Scorpion, was created by J. Jonah Jameson. He was looking for somebody, not a villain, but somebody to come in and eradicate Spider-Man. So I don't know if it was a big-name scientist or a big-name bad guy he goes to, but he goes to somebody and asks them, hey, can you put together this and help me get rid of Spider-Man? Like, what's an enemy of spiders? A scorpion, I guess. So this guy, Mac Gargan, normal-sized guy, gets in the suit eventually, I don't know what's nano, but corrupts his mind and he becomes this big villain. And he blames J. Jonah Jameson. So he's not a villain out to get Spider-Man. After all that happens, he is not sympathetic.
He's a villain by happenstance, pretty
exactly.
much.
So he's out to get Jameson. Not all the time, but that's his narrative.
Right.
Which I love that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, not just being like, oh, I hate you, web slinger.
And bring J.K. Simmons back for that role too.
Come on, man. If not, I've heard rumor that J.B. Smoove is going to be in the next movie. I could see him being a black J. Jonah Jameson. Like, goddamn you, Peter Parker, get your ass over here with that lisp and shit.
Yep.
I'm so sorry if I offended any black people. I'm not sorry for almost anything. Welcome to the Comic Wrestling Podcast, where I don't give a shit and you shouldn't either. Right, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit. Guess how many shits I gave today? Just take a guess.
None.
What do we got for him, folks? Spider-Man Part 2. That's all we got, folks. Zendaya was in these movies. I don't care for her. I just see her name there. I just figured I'd mention it. Stan Lee's cameo. I don't remember it in this. And I should.
He's had so many.
He really has. Give it up.
Stan Lee, he's right there.
I found this. This was a really cool Funko. Alright, yeah, so Far From Home, it's gonna have Mysterio in it. Selling, there's your points. It's gonna have Molten Man in it. It's gonna have Hydro Man in it. Might have other men in it, by namesake. I know there's a woman in it. I saw her in the trailer. She had breasts. That's, what?
As you do.
That's not right. I can't do that. I shouldn't assume someone's gender.
You shouldn't. Not in this day and age.
No. So you he-male she things, I hope you have a great day. Off the rails with John. Or with Ace.
You've said it before.
Kayfabe! Get back into it.
You've said it before. It's no big deal.
So, whatever. There's that Spider-Man movie. I'm excited for it. Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be the villain. I know he's going to be the villain. He's got to be the villain. I think...
I'm interested to see how he does in that role as well.
I'm excited.
You know what I mean?
I'm excited because even if he's not great,
it's cool for them to pick different people like that that you wouldn't expect.
I didn't expect it because when I was thinking Mysterio, I was literally thinking who the hell would I cast?
We're thinking Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm thinking literally who I would cast if he was younger is Chris Klein.
Yeah.
From Wild Wild West, that dude, right?
Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline,
yeah.
Okay, him.
Yeah.
Because Mysterio is, I don't know if they're gonna do it in the movie, but Mysterio is a showman. He's grand and look it, I will save the day. And I can see that Kevin Kline guy doing that because I've seen him in performance movies and shit like that. And he's decent sized build back in the day of the Wild Wild West era. But Jake Gyllenhaal, I think I'm excited. But I think this is my quick theory on Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't think that's Nick Fury. And I've seen this theory out there before, so it's kind of cool to be able to add other people's. I want to give them credit if they hear this. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to steal some of your stuff and add it to mine. I don't think Nick Fury's a Skrull, so get rid of that shit. I don't think Nick Fury's Nick Fury because of his actions in this trailer. That doesn't seem like Nick Fury to me after the events of Endgame.
Right. He
shouldn't be saying, "You're a hard man to reach, Peter Parker." What do you mean, motherfucker?
You reach everybody.
After the events of Endgame, Tony Stark should have had a fucking speed dial for everybody to Spider-Man and vice versa.
Yep.
So Nick Fury shouldn't be saying to him...
You can't tell me that Nick Fury doesn't know about Spider-Man by now.
Right. He was in the fucking battle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that right there to me is a big, nobody should be hard to reach. It should be yo! And somebody should be I'm here to save the day.
You should know about every superhero on the planet
especially in New York City.
Where you are all the time.
New York City is 1,000 and a million miles long and 10 billion miles wide. That's an accurate... I looked it up. Wikipedia.
There's so many people in it. You've got Batman and the Ninja Turtles in it, for God's sakes.
But when you're doing a universe in a movie, your New York City is that fucking big.
Yep.
So if Spider-Man's here and Doctor Strange are here, they should be yo, we're using fake names, guy. You know what I mean? So, Bane. That's a huge red flag to me. I think I think Nick Fury is Chameleon.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Chameleon is this little fella in a helicopter here. He's not... what the fuck is his real name? Vladimir. Yeah. His name is Vladimir. I don't remember what his last name is in the comics, but his real name is Vladimir. Chameleon's name is. I think there is a big grand heist or whatever grand scheme going on here to hero... to make the villains look like heroes in a way.
And make Spider-Man look like a villain?
Something like that. Or they
use him as a pawn?
Yes.
Okay.
Because in the comics, Mysterio and Chameleon work side by side all the time.
Yeah.
And they are both... He is the master of disguise. He is the master of illusions.
Goes hand in hand.
Hand in fucking hand, right? You make him look like this hero, because all heroes wear capes. So you make him look like this hero from a multiverse, right? Which you could theorize and say, well, that makes sense now. The snap, so sure, why not? I think there's a multiverse. I don't think that's it.
Right.
I don't think Tony, in his last dying moments, was like, kill Thanos and open up a multiverse. Because that is how the snap works. It has to be what Tony's thought is.
Right.
So I don't think the snap is just going to automatically, unless... I know there's an Eternals movie coming out, which is all about the gods and shit like that, and Thanos was an Eternal. His parents were Eternals. He was an Eternal. So maybe the Overseers, the Watchers, the Celestials, the whoever's are like, there needs to be ramifications for these motherfuckers having 3 snaps, using the Infinity Stones back like that. We have to fucking alter the universe now because these people have changed it to the benefit of their own.
Yeah.
Who knows? That could be it. I just went in a deeper thought than I wanted to. I didn't like that. I want to go back to Spider-Man, right?
I'm glad we got this down, though, so if that theory actually happens, it's been talked about.
Right, it's documented here today, the 7th of June. Where were you? So I don't think that's the multiverse, whatever. Chameleon as Nick Fury, the head figure, the king, because you said pawn, Spider-Man, so I'm going to go with that. And Mysterio is the knight. He's the guy leading the way, looking good. And I think it'll all just kind of play out like that because Mysterio is a villain. He's never been a hero. In his own right, he wants to be a hero. This could play into that, so to speak, give that origin, that take on it.
But like any wrestling villain, you have to believe in what you believe. You're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, but as a villain, you believe you're not doing anything wrong.
Well, that's not so much in the comics. He wants to be a hero.
Okay.
He just. Well, no, you're right, because there are different versions, because I have a comic where he sets up all the villainous shit and then tries to swoop in and look like the hero.
Yep.
But then there are ones where he is literally, I'm just a pathetic piece of shit, let me help you, but I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing hockey pads! You know what I mean? Like that guy.
Yeah.
So and that's why I love comics, and the movies, because you can't be right in the movies. Like, that's why I tell people, like, if you're a comic enthusiast, like, get off your fucking high horse.
It's subjective. You're going to have your own versions of how you think something is going to go. You can't please everybody.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Cheap plug.
I did the do. We're gonna leave that on the podcast.
The silence and everything.
All of it. The awkwardness, the funness, the bite me-ness. So, that's pretty much, I think, because I have that written here, Mysterio, Gyllenhaal, Chameleon, Multiverse, same cast, post-Endgame, everybody's dead, everybody ain't dead, everybody's alive. I'm sure there'll be a Stan Lee cameo in it. What it will be, I'm not really sure.
You think that'll be his last one?
No. Well, what do you mean? Like his last one that he ever filmed?
Yeah.
Supposedly Captain Marvel was the last one, but I went and said it on the podcast. I don't believe that's... I think that's all stock footage, and I think people are just trying to be nice.
Right.
Which, I love you, Stan Lee, but I'm not disparaging or whatever, but I don't think that was him. I mean, I think it was him when they showed the headshot, but not... But I'll tell you what. Next podcast... Maybe we can't do it. Can we show footage?
Maybe. I mean, depending on how much of it.
Just that, 10 seconds.
We probably could do that.
Because I think the movie comes out this Tuesday. And y'all know I'm just gonna go buys it because I buys them all. And I don't know why I said it like that.
It does come out Tuesday, yeah. Because I've seen the shelf being emptied for it and the stuff being put up.
Come on, people. Come on. Shower me with love. Like Rob Zombie said, you know, all the freaks come and worship me because I'm a teenage rock god. I'm just not a teenager. So yeah, I'll buy that movie. I'll watch it, or I'll fucking have it a screen set right up right here, and I'll have it looped right to the moment, and we can all fucking watch it together, and we can tell me to piss off, or I can tell all of you that just give me your love again, baby. Just give me your love. It's hot in here. I'm delusional today. I'm sporadic.
Off the rails is our catchphrase, so it works.
What? Just
Not
kidding.
those rails.
Oh shit, better get back on them. Or off them, whatever. So let's go into the next Spider-Man movie. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. We'll go into where we saw Spider-Man after Homecoming. I guess I should have went into this, but we saw him in Infinity War. He was pretty badass in it. He got the Iron Spider suit, which I thought was just fantastic.
I think really well done, yeah.
Wasn't overused. Like, it wasn't like immediately as he put the suit on,
yep.
It was like they activated when he needed help. This movie, by the way, like, go see it. Well, you can't. Buy it. Don't rent it. Don't talk about it. Don't Google it. Don't YouTube it. Go buy it. Put your money into this. Support this, because I want to see more of this.
And Nick, I want to say, before you put references to a movie you've never seen up, see the fucking movie, just saying.
How do you, I just, not even, how do people that don't see movies, you Star Wars people that ain't never seen a motherfucking Star Wars, you know where I'm going with this, Spaceballs. If you ain't never fucking seen Star Wars, how the fuck do you understand Spaceballs?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You can laugh at yogurt. You can laugh at Comb the Desert. But how do you understand the Schwartz? Like,
how do you get the Dark Helmet reference and, you know, and the voice and all that? And
right, and like, do you get why his helmet is oversized and looks like a fucking that thing? I mean, ha! Anger management. No, but for real, how do you get reference or?
But back to Spider-Man.
Kuzfraba.
Woosa.
Okay, back to Spider-Man. The friendly neighborhood podcasters are getting fucking nuts, folks. He was in this movie. He died in this movie. It was beautiful in this movie. I cried in this movie. I went and saw this movie 3 times in this movie. How many times did you go see it, Dave?
I think twice.
Twice. I saw it, like I said, 3 times. It was awesome. I've seen it 6 times altogether. Like all things, perfectly balanced. He was in, and like I said, he died in that movie. He was in Avengers Endgame, which he was resurrected, which was so badass.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that movie, did we do a...
We did a spoiler.
We did a spoiler. Yep. When that comes out on DVD, we're probably going to talk about it again because...
Marcadius was here for that one.
Marcadius? You're not going to get a good shout out. You suck. Mike Ballard, you rock! But yeah, we'll probably do another one because that movie was really awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be refreshing.
There's a lot of meat on the bone for that one, so.
A lot of meat. And I'm a carnivore. He came back in that movie. It was awesome. So then, like I said, Far From Home is post-Endgame, so we'll see where it picks up after that. We'll talk about this movie.
Yeah.
Dave,
amazing.
Just you pick it up, brother. What'd you think about this movie?
I thought it was really cool. I like, Tom Hardy. I thought he did a really good job as Eddie Brock. I thought it was really
I liked it. I really did. I was unsure because of not seeing Spider-Man in it, or not having Spider-Man, and my knowledge of Venom solo comics have always existed Spider-Man's universe.
Yep.
Never gotten to Agent Venom, which I know this is kind of, some of Agent Venom is in this. This version of Eddie Brock where he moves to San Francisco, I don't know this version, but I love it.
Yeah.
I thought this movie could have existed in the Tobey Maguire
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
universe, right? Doesn't this feel like this should have been the Venom in Spider-Man 3?
Should have, yeah.
Badass, man. This movie was so good. The plot was simple. Which That was awesome. I know I've said this, or I've seen this before with the Venom, and I have it written here, which I was so excited about. I know I said it for Spider-Man 3, I think. Whatever, Spider-Man 2 or 3, whatever one John Jameson was in, the astronaut, the son of J. Jonah Jameson, his spaceship brings the alien symbiote to Earth.
Yeah.
When, just like in this movie, but it's in San Francisco, here's the spaceship. When the spaceship crashes, they show the dead body of the astronaut, and it says J. Jameson. And I'm like, yes!
Such a great twist.
You are telling me that J. Jonah Jameson exists in that universe.
Yep.
Because that is his son. So, henceforth, you're telling me there is a J. Jonah Jameson, you're telling me there's a Daily Bugle. If you're telling me there's a Daily Bugle, you're telling me that he used to work for it, because now he says he used to work for a place in New York City. That's why he had to relocate to San Francisco. So if you're telling me all that, motherfucker, you're telling me there's a web-slinging, fling-a-ding-linging, Spider-Man singing, motherfucking Peter Parker in this universe.
Yep.
Connect the dots if you want. I did. There you go. Follow me. Keep up. We are the Comic Wrestling Podcast.
And this is the Comic Shop.
This is the Comic Shop. Ding. This movie was just awesome. I can't wait for the sequel. What was the biggest shocker to you?
The end credit scene.
Why?
Woody Harrelson, who
As?
Gonna play Carnage.
Carnage.
My favorite villain.
Almost anybody that's a Spider-Man fan's favorite villains are Venom and Carnage. Without any reasonable doubt, I won't say they're overrated, because I love every Spider-Man villain. My favorite Spider-Man villains are definitely the Sandman, the Rhino, and the Vulture. Those are my three favorite Spider-Man villains. My favorite Marvel villain is probably Kingpin, though.
Right.
Because he's, like, the best.
And Vincent D'Onofrio knocked it out of the park.
The scene where he fucking crushed that dude's head
Yep.
in the car door, I was like, wow, this show, man. I could do this. This is Daredevil. Ben Affleck, your Daredevil couldn't. This one did. But yeah, he's going to be Carnage, which is going to be very exciting. I wonder where they're going to go with that.
That's another casting call that I never would have picked.
I heard rumor of that, and when I heard rumor, I thought to myself, do it. Go there. Yeah, I'm cracking open a beer.
Disguised as a brisk iced tea.
It's a brisk iced tea. If you're watching brisk iced tea, send us shit. Yeah, plot, like I said, he gets infected by the symbiote. He's a reporter. He goes to this big foundation to try to do a scoop. The symbiote becomes Venom. If you know the Venom, then you fucking know. I mean, it's
I
awesome.
like how he hears the voice and he has to interact with the voice and stuff. I thought that
exactly.
It's really cool.
And that's the thing I'm so glad in Deadpool they didn't do, because Deadpool battles with voices in his head. And I'm glad they didn't do that in the movie, because then people would have been like, well, it's just ripping off Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I love that they made... Because that's how it is in the comics. Like, it's two different entities.
Yep.
Very badass. I haven't heard anything of the sequel, but I can't wait for a sequel if they do it.
Because you got to get Carnage on the screen. You have to. You've done Spider-Man this long and Carnage hasn't been on the screen yet.
Right.
It's crazy.
I agree. To the next Spider-Man. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This was probably one of the coolest Spider-Man movies of all time. There's like 5-6 different spider people in it. I'm going to say that for you she-men or he-ladies. I don't know what the term is. Midget? Take us off the air. I dare you. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, all about Miles Morales. I think the reason they did this is so they could get Miles Morales into the live-action movies. This is a cool way to plug him in. So many things you could do in the future of these movies, because like this Spider-Man looks just like Tobey Maguire's suit, right?
Yeah.
I wish they would have got him to do it.
That would have been really cool.
There's a pig in it, a spider pig. Nicolas Cage, if you're a Nick Cage fan, like, he does fucking more Spider-Man. Like, that's so awesome.
And visually, this movie is fucking tremendous.
Yeah, it is, man. And
it really looks like a comic book come to life.
it's cool as shit. There are some spots, though, where it's really blurry, like you need 3D glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not because you need 3D
I think
glasses.
that's because they were going for 4K on
so
that.
much,
You know what I mean?
yes.
So, yeah.
Awesome fucking movie. I loved it. How all the spider people. I really don't want to spoil this one, honestly, because this is a cool ass movie.
Yep.
Go see it. Check it out. Buy it. All the villains that are in it. There's a lot of villains.
They just keep on coming.
I'm gonna say 2 of them because they're in the trailer. I'm gonna spoil 2 of them, I guess. I have the Green Goblin Funko from the movie, but he's not here. He's over there. But Green Goblin's in it. Awesome, but he's not the villain. Kingpin's in it.
Yep.
Enough said. That's all I'm gonna say.
And a boss-looking Kingpin.
All I'm gonna say. And it's a cool Easter egg when you find out who does his voice. Do you know who does his voice?
I don't know.
It's a pretty cool voice. Yeah. If you can read it.
Oh, okay.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
You can kind of know him from another comic book movie.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, and he's a good actor.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't sound nothing like him though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Not a goddamn thing. And as we wrap up the visual aids, where are we at for fucking time? Wow, we're already in an hour. Holy biscuits.
I did start it a little early, so we might not be quite at
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, to wrap up the movies and stuff, I bought these recently. They're 2 different Spider-Man cartoons. The Ultimate Spider-Man, I think it's like season 1. Honestly, the selling point are all the other superheroes in it.
Yeah.
Not that great. It's okay. This was really good. This is like legitimately like the definitive.
I saw that at work. I was thinking.
Yeah, that's where I bought it. Was at your work. Where does he work? It's your job to find out.
Please don't. I don't need more people showing up there.
Kmart. Show up there.
Have fun showing up there.
There's some of them probably somewhere.
Might be.
So, but this Spider-Man cartoon is pretty good. I guess when I looked into it, I was like, man, only 24 episodes long. Like, and it just feels like it just picks up at the end of the 24 episodes. Apparently, the creator wanted to do like 60 plus episodes, but it didn't get picked up after 24. It was like, oh man, they were building for some amazing shit.
Great about now is that if something like that happens, there's so many streaming services and shit. Chances are you can get your thing picked up somewhere else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
sometimes
if it had been done now, it might have been picked up somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, this is the current one still going. It's on new seasons and shit. But I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man the animated series from the 90s was the best one. It had every villain in it you could think of except for the Sandman.
Quite an oversight there.
It had a Two-Face motherfucker in it, but it didn't have Sandman. Like Alistair Smythe, which is a cool villain, had like 5 fucking episodes straight of being in a wheelchair, from being fucking creating robots to creating cyborgs, and then becoming a cyborg, and you didn't fucking have my man Sandman?
Right.
Man, come on, man.
Mr. Man.
With 2 M's! That's it. I mean, there's other shit. Video games, there's tons of Spider-Man video games. The best one that I ever played, I think, is Spider-Man 2 from the movie. It was so awesome. It had Mysterio in it. The Shocker was in it. Doc Ock was in it. All of them were in it. This is one of the best video games. Spider-Man Maximum Carnage.
And if you can find it in the box like that, it's worth it.
You're not gonna find this one because I'll show you why. 1, it's in the box. 2, and it's a red cartridge, which is extremely rare. I was extremely happy to buy it. I paid for it. I said the price, but we bleeped it out so you wouldn't know. Like, holy shit, he paid money like that for that? But I did. I don't really have an excuse. It's awesome. I played it once since I bought it. It's hard, and I'm not going to play it again because old Nintendo games were very hard. But this is awesome, and it'll segue right into the comics. Because if you're going to talk about Spider-Man, which, Dave, I want you to drop some Spider-Man knowledge. We talked about who created Spider-Man of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Tell us when and, a little bit about Spider-Man.
All right. In 1976, they did a comic, Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
2 of the most iconic heroes ever from entirely different fictional universes faced off in a battle. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Superman and Spider-Man.
I know it was like a draw at the end, but Spider-Man was kicking his ass. Like, and that's as big deal as Superman against who was it? Luthez?
Yep.
Or right?
I think so.
I know there was a comic of that. So I mean, to see those, I loved it. Carry on, my wayward son.
In 1984, Spider-Man got a new look. He had the symbiote costume, which is one of the most popular ones.
I don't have that here. I have that issue, and I don't have it with me.
And of course, after rejecting the suit, they found a mate with Eddie Brock.
Yep.
And became Venom. In 1973, Spider-Man could not save Gwen Stacy from Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin.
He dropped her. He dropped her and she died. Or did she, folks? There's comics where she doesn't die.
And of course, in Civil War #2, Marvel threw a curveball when Spider-Man unmasked himself in public on national TV.
Which resulted in the Kingpin putting a hit out on Spider-Man, which Aunt May was killed.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Aunt May got killed because of the Kingpin putting a hit on Spider-Man, because of Spider-Man taking his mask off to join Tony Stark's side in the Superhero Registration Act. Yeah, I'm a big fucking fan. I'm a fucking fan, folks. What else? You said there was another thing on there. Secret Wars is when they introduced the black suit. The Beyonder brought a bunch of fucking heroes and villains. I'm not gonna know. To another Earth, to another planet, for the Secret Wars. When it all concluded, the symbiote was brought back to Earth, and Spider-Man had the suit. So, bye, everybody. Goodbye. Get out of my house. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's all good shit. You got Mary Jane stuff on there?
Oh yeah, 1966, Peter Parker's neighbor, Mary Jane Watson, was introduced. And she first said to him, "Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot."
This is not Mary Jane Watson, but... like, met her at Boston Comic Con. I don't know your name. Does it really even matter? You don't even know mine. But... damn!
Yeah.
Keep your kids at bay. This is kind of like, this is Mary Jane Watson right here for me. I loved it. I had to share it. I have another picture hanging up somewhere of a guy that looked just like Tony Stark with a chick who was dressed in a Spider-Man suit on his shoulders, and she's doing like this, and I don't know what he was doing, and I had my Infinity ring on, and I was holding it out like this, and he thought I was going for a fist bump. And then he saw the ring, and I was like, back the fuck up, dude. I'll snap your ass out of existence. That was before I saw Endgame, realizing, fuck, I should have backed the fuck up, because he snaps me out of existence. You know what I'm saying, dude? Purple People Eater's done. Okay. Spider-Man comics. You know, I talked about Maximum Carnage. We'll just go right into Carnage, and we'll kind of play off the Carnage of Carnage. So right here, boom, boom, boom. These are your very first 3 issues ever printed of Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage all interacting together. This is a 3-issue set, and this motherfucker got it. My mom actually got these for me when I was a kid. She bought a giant suitcase, dude. A giant suitcase, about half the size of this fucking tabletop, right? And it was just full comics. And I'm digging through all of them, and I'm like, oh, can't wait to read. I'm 29. Oh my God, I'm so old. And so I was probably like 9, 10. So I've had these like 20 years almost. Yeah. And these 3 were in the suitcase. And at the time, I knew what they were, but I didn't really get it. You know what I mean? Didn't understand that, wow, these 3 right here, people want these 3. People love these 3. This is it. So I got them. I've had them for almost 20 years. You come and fucking rob me, I kill y'all. Public disclaimer. You can do that, right?
Yeah. Why not?
This one I just bought. It is the conclusion, because I can't read. Thought it was the beginning, but it clearly says conclusion. But what better way to start the beginning than at the end? Nobody does that. I hated those kind of books. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Oh, if you want to know what happens at the end, just skip. Well, what the fuck's the point of reading it? This is Carnage as well. This is Carnage that takes over the Green Goblin.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Which I didn't know that. You know, I'm thinking, oh, a Red Goblin, it's a whole new fucking character. Nope. You're just mashing two characters together. That's cool.
What's wrong with that?
I guess they now have, I think, I don't know, Carnage infused with Spider-Gwen.
Oh, wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
So I think instead of her being like, Peter, you're the best Spider-Man, she's going to be like, ah, Peter! She's going to be a typical woman. You fucking prick! You got your webbing everywhere! That's how women talk. Right there! Right there! That's not how women talk. Could be, I don't know. I got some more Carnage for you. This is
what this show becomes sometimes is Carnage.
Yeah. This is just a bunch of Carnage. You know, it's 14-issue series.
I'm all about the Carnage.
I don't have it all. I wish I did because it looks absolutely fucking bonkers.
See, I read a book about Carnage when I was a kid, and I can't remember the plot of it for the life of me.
No, that's a good story.
But Carnage is my favorite, and it's because of that, but I don't fucking remember any of it. But
I owe all the Spider-Man shit to the cartoon.
Yeah.
I think the first comic shit I ever got into was the Spider-Man cartoon, the X-Men animated series, all those animated series, the Iron Man 1, the Hulk, Fantastic Four. I think there was a Captain America one for a short period of time. Even those movies on, like, I don't even know what channels they would have been on, but the original Captain America movies that were so awful. The Hulk show. I remember watching Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk and Bill Bixby as Bruce Banner. And, like, that is what got me into it before the comic books. And then I started getting into the comic books. Like this is awesome. Kraven's Last Hunt. That's something that's what I wanted to talk about, Kraven. With the Chameleon being in Far From Home, I think. His name being Vladimir. The guy that is playing him looks like this. Mm-hmm. Looks just like Kraven the Hunter, and the Chameleon is Kraven the Hunter's half-brother. And the guy that's not playing the Chameleon, I'm sorry, but the guy that looks like this that's in Far From Home, the guy he's playing, his name is Vladimir.
Okay.
So that's what makes me think, and that is making me think, is he going to be in a movie?
Right.
Because I would love to see Kraven the Hunter. Here he is right there. He is awesome. Sergei Kravinoff, just the fucking man. This is an amazing, amazing comic. I'm not going to ruin it because if I was watching this and I was new and I just wanted to know stuff and I wanted to read this, I would. There's the black suit. Yep. He's coming up out of a grave. This is the Kraven's Last Hunt. That's all you need to know. I recommend this. This is
I'll definitely
awesome.
check that out.
I didn't hesitate when I bought it because I've read it before. Massive fight, just long story. It's drawn out, but it's so worth it. It's so awesome.
I'll definitely check that out.
I don't have no more Spider-Man stuff, but that doesn't mean we can't stop talking about Spider-Man, or we could just talk about other comic stuff, Dave. I mean, I got Venom comics here. This was my first Venom comic, The Lethal Protector. It's a good one to get because it's the conclusion. Again, I have a fucking knack for that. This little one, this is for the kiddos. It's cute and friendly and all sorts of fucked. This one is based off like the Tom Hardy. It feels like that. Yeah. So when I was reading it, I was like, we are Venom. No, I'm Tom Hardy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just good shit. Spider-Man is good shit. He's got better morals than me. He doesn't swear. He saves the day. He has a lot of girlfriends. Betty Brant, Liz Allen, Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy. Bitches be tripping over a fucking nerd.
So how do you think this Spider-Man movie's going to do in the box office?
Oh, it's going to do great. Because it's, I think we said this before. You know how like when people went and saw like Captain Marvel it was because, oh, it's the movie right after Infinity War. It's got a... I don't think people went and saw that movie because it's like, oh, it's a brand new superhero, let's check it out. I think they went because we got to see how it connects.
Yep.
Right? That movie was one entire filler. Or no, that's not how I said it. That movie is a beginning credit scene with the end credit scene being the full movie.
Yeah.
That's what I loved out of the whole movie. So this Spider-Man movie is going to be a direct fucking post-Endgame. So, like, I'm going to see it because of Spider-Man. I'm going to see it because Happy Hogan. I'm going to see it because Mysterio. I'm going to see it because it's Spider-Man. I'm going to see it because of all of it. But most of all, I'm going to see it because it is a connecting dot.
Yeah, you get to see how they're going to go, where they're going to go from here in that universe.
Right in the trailer, I mean, we got to talk about that. Never have I ever, in movie history, have I ever seen... Spider-Man is owned by Sony, being traded or licensed out to Marvel. If no one knows that,
it's like a partnership.
It's
like
a partnership.
Sony gets part of the money off it, right?
Right, and you know what? We'll talk about that because people like that kind of information. I love hearing this information. Spider-Man is owned and has always been, well, not always, but movie-wise, has always been owned by Sony. They are, a couple of years ago when they did Civil War, they came to a deal. They're loaning him, leasing him, whatever you want to call it, to the MCU. And in the Spider-Man movies, they are being tossed a couple of bones from the MCU to build up their universe. Right. One hand washes the other. But it's a double-sided blade because when if you say that, then you're saying, well, isn't the Venom movie? It is, but it isn't. Right. I think they are loosely connected. Without coming out and saying, yes, this is in the MCU for Venom, I think they're waiting for the moment to say it. Because right now they haven't said, oh, this doesn't exist. Yeah. I think they're just waiting for baby steps to be like, yup, we've always been here, and here were a couple little threads along the way.
And it's not like you don't have time to expand that and do those things.
Exactly. So, what was the fucking point of that one? I forgot. Oh, the Venom being for Sony and stuff, because they're coming out with a Morbius movie, which is Michael Morbius, the living vampire, who is connected to Spider-Man. He is like Kurt Connors, who tested lizard DNA or reptilian DNA and turns into a lizard. Morbius is going deaf, or he is deaf, and he's a scientist, and he's doing research on sonic hearing from bats. And go figure, he turns into a Batman! I had a toy of him as a kid, dude. It was so badass. Like, these were kid toys, but he was like a big hulking bat figure, like monstrous, and his chest was huge, and it had veins all throughout his chest, and they were clear. And he had a button on his back, and you push it, somewhere down in his waist must have been like a little pool, or I don't know, not pool, but spot where there was this liquid that would sit. So when you push the button, air would push it, and it would look like the blood is pumping through his chest. Like, that's a kid's toy. Yep. But that Michael Morbius was so fucking dark in that cartoon, dude. He had mouths. Because they couldn't show him, like, going up and biting someone's neck and sucking their blood. Yeah. So he had little, like, and he looked like a big fucking scary vampire. But he had, like, little vampire mouths on his hands. Oh, okay. So he would go up to people and then it would like fucking drink the blood that way. So they got away with it. And then it was so awesome. So he couldn't be like, oh, I must suck your blood like a vampire. He was like, I need plasma. I need plasma. And that sounds even cooler. Yeah. Because it's like, dude, what is that? I hope I don't fucking have plasma. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really cool. Awesome. And that, I just can't get over it. That introduced Blade into the cartoon, nice. Dude. Blade was in a kid's cartoon.
That's a sick crossover.
Punisher was in that same cartoon. Like, that cartoon was the shit. I hope whoever owns it Sony, release that on DVD, man, because you're gonna make a killing. That was an awesome cartoon. But yeah, I think the Venom and the Morbius and whatever movies they do down the line, I think they will slowly be connected to the MCU.
Because you're going to make money either way, why not keep the partnership going?
Exactly.
You know?
I think I would love it if they took Into the Spider-Verse and brought, like, if they do Into the Spider-Verse live action, where there's all different Spider people, bring one of these Spider-Mans and let them look cartoony.
Yeah.
And bring Spider-Ham.
Or have Nicolas Cage, do
Be
it.
Noir.
How fucking awesome would that be?
I love Nick. This was sweet. I bought Lego Superheroes 2 a couple weeks back.
Yep.
The first one was oh my god, it was so awesome because it had the X-Men and it had Fantastic Four in it. You're in the huge New York City landscape. There's, Avengers Tower, there's Fisk Tower, there's Oscorp, Doctor Strange's house, the X-Mansion, the Baxter Building, the helicarrier up in the sky. It's New York City, right? Marvel, New York City. The second one, because they didn't want to do the rights to the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, they got rid of all them. So instead of you being in New York City, they took Xandar from Guardians, took a chunk of that world, stuck it to New York City. They took a chunk of Asgard, the Rainbow Bridge there, the Bifrost Bridge. They have the Asgard Kingdom, but it's from Ragnarok, where there's a volcano and everything's on lava. Cool. They took a chunk of that and added it. They took the Wild Wild West, added it. They took Egypt, added it. New York City is there, but it's covered in snow. There's Nueva City from 2099 Spider-Man. There's a huge chunk of Wakanda. There's Hela, I think that's where the Kree Empire is, from Captain Marvel. Big chunk of there. Kunlun, where Iron Fist is from, is there. Adelan, where the Inhumans is there. Lumera, where the Atlanteans is in the bottom of the ocean. This city is fucking huge. But there is even a New York City that is taken over by Hydra.
Oh shit.
That's
sick.
So when you fly up into the sky, dude, and you look down, it's literally like a giant circle, but like a pie, with all these slivers of different worlds.
That's sick.
And my favorite one is fucking Manhattan Noir. It's like a giant chunk of New York City that is noir themed.
That's awesome.
Like, so if you're swinging over here and everything's bright and colorful, like you're in this New York City, and then when you get into the noir one, everything goes gray.
It's like they flick a switch and
you start to hear the saxophones and shit like that music, and you can almost picture like a guy sitting there like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And my favorite thing is Fisk Tower is in the game still, but it's in that version of New York. So you got Noir Kingpin.
That's cool.
The Daily Bugle's there, so you got Noir Daily Bugle. That's a comic book fan's fucking. That's just sick.
That's awesome.
And and to have Kunlun in the game, like that's anybody that knows Iron Fist, knows like Kunlun is just badass. So I fucking love that game. But back to the Spider-Man. I think the Spider-Man is gonna do fantastic. Got off the rails. We always do that. We need to make a shirt that says "Get off the rails." Give us 1 million likes in this video or anywhere else, and we will make shirts and we will give them out for free.
Okay.
If you give us 1 million fucking views, that's what it'll be.
Okay.
1 million views, we will make shirts and hand them out. Not hand them, but we will deliver them to our viewers for free.
All right.
Right?
All right. I like it.
Yeah. Well, there's something fun, I guess. Nick, don't fucking comment 1 million times. Dude, we'll get you a shirt, brother. We'll get you a shirt. I wanted to do this in the beginning of the show, but I forgot. I'm going to do this every comic shop of the, what you watching. I don't really have a name for it yet, but like, what I'm currently watching right now, Luke Cage. Season 1. I'm on episode 4, I believe. I really, really dig this show. I love like the black society in it.
Yeah.
I really do. I love the way Harlem is represented. The acting is fun. I don't think it's great, but I think it's fun. I don't like the villain at the end. I don't like Diamondback. I think Cottonmouth should have been your main villain the whole fucking show. Because he was badass, man. When he fucking punching people, that dude in the face, and he's killing him, and he's dead, and he died, and then he's like throwing the motherfucker off the rooftop, and he's like, I believe you can collect your money down there, Mr. Barrett. If that's all right with you. Y'all Harlem motherfuckers are crazy. Like, I love that shit, man. Like, I love that shit. They don't, I paraphrased some of it, but I loved it. Season 2 was awesome. Dude, Bushmaster, Mariah Stokes. I'm not black, man. God damn, I'm not black. I am so white. The one thing I don't like about the Netflix DVDs, they did this with Daredevil seasons 1 and 2. You're giving me a 4-disc set. Actually, first of all, Daredevil seasons 1 and 2, you're giving me Blu-rays. Give me bonus content on my Blu-ray.
Hell yeah.
You got, what is it, 1,000 hours per Blu-ray? I looked it up. You got a lot of hours per a Blu-ray disc. You're only putting like 3 episodes per disc. That's only almost, that's like barely 3 hours. First 2 seasons of Daredevil, not a single fucking bonus feature.
And I'm paying a shitload on
Dave, how much is a Blu-ray? At least a season.
Oh, a season? At least $20.
Even more, brother. At least 30 to 40 for a season.
Yeah, that's true. A season, yeah.
Especially when it comes out, because I don't wait. I go right out and buy these things, man. But so I was bummed because Daredevil's awesome.
Yeah,
like, give me
is.
bonus features of the Punisher on season 2. Why would you not have like a special feature of that?
Yeah.
But so first of all, before I really bitch,
you're gonna bitch more? All right.
What? Luke Cage has bonus features. I haven't seen what they are yet. Just off stage at Harlem's Paradise. Just, you know, interviews and stuff. But that's cool for me because I like that shit, man. So thank you for that. But here I'm gonna... There's 4 fucking discs in there and they're Blu-rays. Give me a middle divider, bud.
Yeah.
With a disc here, disc here, disc here, disc here. I'm paying that kind of money for this, and you're gonna make me scratch these.
I hate it when they do the cardboard shit.
WWE. He's talking about WWE most of all, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And
SummerSlam.
You can
What the
scratch
fuck?
the discs and shit. Like, what the fuck? You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's poor.
Yep.
We are your consumers. We are not replaceable. The motherfuckers that make this are, but we aren't. I mean, there's 1.5 million of us, but come on. What's an extra fucking 10 cents for you, $30 for us gonna cost you?
Yep.
But this, I love it. Luke Cage, first season, I recommend it. All these, well, they're all canceled. Except for Jessica Jones. Did you see that?
No.
Jessica Jones, the final season. She got season 3. Fuck that. She is by far the worst character, the least interesting character, and I don't care. I just think
Do you think they'll end up on the Disney streaming service?
I hope so, man. Like, it bums me out because Punisher is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, vigilante, not superhero, but vigilante is. So I haven't even seen season 2, and I don't have any interest because one, the fuck is with that Jigsaw? Did you see the dude's face?
Yeah.
Like, I want Jigsaw from Warzone.
Yeah.
That dude was gnarly.
Yeah.
And he was a
awesome.
badass villain. He was a lot of fun.
That was really cool.
And Looney Bin Jim, totally original character. The director created her for the movie. I don't know if he's in the comics, but he needs to be iterated into the comics. He's just awesome. But yeah, I haven't even seen Punisher season 2 because it's like there's not gonna be a third one. Why bother? Little not Marvel, but speaking of shows, Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for it. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
It got 1 episode, and it's already canceled.
Jesus.
Now, not because it was bad, because all the comments I see on all the reviews and shit are like, this show was awesome. This, you know, it's horror mixed with comic book mixed, just awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch that because I liked the Swamp Thing back in the '90s when I was a kid, even though it was more romantic. I don't know what the deal was. Something about some kind of budget. They didn't get the promised budget that they were promised.
Right.
So they had to cancel it. But like you said, there's always places that'll pick it up, and petitions are fucking retarded now. I mean,
popular demand really makes a difference.
Fan service needs to sit the fuck down for a minute, if I may. Like, people wanting to reshoot season 8 of Game of Thrones, sit the fuck down.
Yep.
They want to, now there's a petition to bring Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man. They want him to come back to life. Sit the fuck down.
Yep.
Like,
enjoy it the way it is, and, you know.
Some petitions I get, like the Sonic the Hedgehog thing.
I was going to mention that, yeah.
Sure. Do I give a fuck?
No.
Am I going to see the movie? My daughter might. I'll probably sit there with her and watch it for noise. But am I going... I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
But, I mean, what kind of petitions could make sense in movies and stuff like that and shit? Like,
I don't know, man.
I'll say it. I'll say it right now. I don't know if it really has anything to do with it, but I would petition, and I know you may or may not agree, we won't get into the politics of it, we won't. But if you're going to do a Roseanne show, I understand she said shit. If she doesn't want to apologize for it, that's fine. If she does want to apologize for it, that's fine. To me, money's money. Yeah. The same person that's going to shit on her for her negative, which it was a negative opinion. Do I get offended by it? No, I don't. Do I see how someone could have? Yes, I do. But if you're going to do a Roseanne show, and then she does that, or says what she said, and then you kick her off it, and then you still are going to do the show, and you're going to call it the Connors. Like, that's something I would want to petition. Do I think that's stupid? Sure, probably in hindsight. But it's like, why bother? Just cancel the show altogether. Because if you don't have Roseanne, then it's not the same.
Yep. To me, the only petition I want is to bring back the Ninja Turtles and the Out of the Shadows characters. Because I want Bebop and Rocksteady back. I want Baxter Stockman. I want more Krang. They set that up so well in that movie.
They really did. That was amazing. I loved it.
That needs to be revisited again. It really does.
Yep. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Because you're never going to do any better. No. You'll always do worse.
That movie took
the
every
cartoon
gripe I had and just said, well, fuck, we're going to do whatever they want us to do. And they did.
Exactly.
You couldn't have done Bebop and Rocksteady better, in my opinion.
You never will.
No.
I don't... Personally, if you do, it's because you're trying to top what you just did. Not just letting it be organic, let it be itself.
And as much as I like Elias Koteas as Casey Jones in the original movies, I think Stephen Amell was amazing as Casey Jones.
I do too, and I'm a huge Stephen Amell fan, which I don't think we've announced this, that when I go to Boston Comic Con, he will be there! He did not fail this city. I'm excited. I'm going to meet him. There's a bunch of other celebrities that are going to be there. Patrick Warburton, Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger.
Sean Astin, Corey Feldman, Short Round,
Data. Who else? There's others. A couple people from Blade Runner, which I was a Blade Runner fan. I was upset it wasn't Harrison Ford, so fuck you people. I'm not going to remember any other names, but the 4 main people from Boy Meets World.
Yep.
Topanga.
There's probably others.
There's probably others, exactly. But I think Elodius Caius.
Elias Koteas.
Eidos Codes. I can't say his name. No, I think he was a great.
He was.
I think he is the better, because I just liked his. I'm so cool, cocky. Fuck, I just ate this apple and broke this chair swing. You know what I mean? Like, I love that demeanor, and it doesn't stop him though. Like, yeah, fuck it. He is the epitome of cool in that movie. Yep. He just.
Even in the third one, where he was just a supporting role.
He was the babysitter for the Asian people.
Just that stuff was funny, you know, and it worked
upsetting
well.
He wasn't in the second one, because he would have fit in it so well.
He should have been there instead of Keno. I mean, as much as I liked, you know.
Well, fuck the parents of that era that were like, oh my god, the movies, they're so offensive. They're giant fucking turtles. Yep. If your kid isn't afraid of a giant talking turtle, I don't think the weapons are gonna fucking bother him.
Yep. And then they did guns in the third one, you know.
Right. What did they call the villain there? Mikey calls him something like Puffy Neck or Ascot or something.
And then he called him Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Which I don't think we'll do a Ninja Turtle episode.
Yeah, we definitely need to.
We definitely need to, because I have a huge theory of, like, not even a theory, but just like, Why didn't you have the Emperor from the third movie be the ancestor that fucking gave Shredder his inspiration?
Yep. And the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just came out.
Did that come out on DVD?
Yep.
That's cool. I read the comic. I don't know if the movie's entirely based on it, but I read the comic book because that's what we do here in the comic shop. That's about it. I think there was something. Give me just a quick second. I wanted to read it. I don't know if it's in this comic. If it's not, I'm not going to go looking for it. Here it is, right here. I'm going to read this. It has probably no context to what we're doing, but we love Stan Lee.
We do.
We're going to end the podcast now. Dave, do you have any final words?
Not really. This has kind of been your thing because Spider-Man's your favorite. I tried to chime in when I could, but, you know. Thanks,
thanks. Just thanks, man. Thanks, Dave!
I appreciate that.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm Ace Williams. I'll say it again at the end of the video because I never get tired of hearing my name. But we love Stan Lee, and I want to read... He used to put these in the comic books, and they were called Stan's Soapbox, and I'm going to read this one. Stan's Soapbox, July 1967. This is as good a place as any to thank you once more for being the most wonderful fans any publishing company, I wanted to say podcast, publishing company ever had. If Marvel is on top of the heap, it's your support that puts us there. If Marvel gives us the type of mags you want, it's your letters that have told us how. And if Marvel occasionally comes up with a clinker, go hang your head, hero. Whatever we are, you've made us. We've had a lot of laughs together and a lot of excitement, and the best is still ahead. So face front, Fantic One. Marvel's on the march, and we're not taking a step without you. On behalf of the entire Batty bullpen, to the true believers everywhere, we'll never let you down, because you're the ever-loving greatest. Stan Lee, forever.
Awesome sentiment.
Yeah. And that kind of, if I could sum it up, take out the bullpen, take out the publisher, put in the comic shop, put in the, podcast. And those are my words to send you off with. And on that, true believers, Excelsior! I'm Ace Williams. This is Deadly Dave. We are the Comic Podcast. This was the Comic Shop. Thanks for checking us out, and we hope you do it again.